There was an attack at a Manchester synagogue. Doing it on Yom Kippur is nasty stuff. I don't think you understand how fucking dense you sound when you're like, this is why we need to curb the immigration. You have no idea how fucking retarded that sounds. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Literally just trying to use people's, like, abuse as an excuse to shit on fucking migrants. It's so dumb. Okay, listen guys, breaking news. Wow, breaking news. Wow, breaking huge news. There was an attack at a Manchester synagogue. I believe it was a stabbing attack, a car and stabbing attack. So I guess this guy drove towards a tour into a synagogue, stabbed some people. 4 are in hospital, 2 are dead. The perpetrator is also dead, so that's 3. The case is still developing, guys. I believe Keir Starmer has raised some warning about how they're going to increase security for synagogues. I don't know if prime ministers usually do that. I know that mosques have had heightened security measures taken in the UK for the last couple of years, but I don't think it was the prime minister saying that. So that's maybe a little bit different. I don't know what else you want me to say. It's just the BBC headline has got a picture of some fucking brown dude, obviously, which they don't usually do. They don't normally have pictures of the perpetrator published like that. That's just standard, you know. More news if they're more brown. Manchester. Okay, hang on. 1 second. I am going to ban the fuck out of everyone who thinks they're being clever because 10 years ago someone said, doesn't really seem like something the religion of peace would do. You are easily like the most boring, useless cunt in your entire friend group, and everyone hates you, and that's why you're watching me, okay? Dog attack. Doing it on Yom Kippur is nasty stuff. Yeah. What we know about the Manchester synagogue attack. 2 people have died in a car ramming and stabbing attack in a synagogue in Manchester. I guess this is them seeing the bodies afterwards.
Everybody else, get back! If you're not involved, move back! Get away! Somebody stay with integrity! Everybody else, he has a bomb! Go away!
Dude, get back, you fucking bucket hat fuck! It's not even a bucket hat, is it? Where's this? What's wrong with this guy? That does not look like... That's no joke. The situation is febrile. Banning because someone made a Muslim joke, but Kirk got kirked is hilarious, proving our point. Yes, because generalizing an entire fucking religious group in response to a shooting is the same as one person, the individual getting... What? What are you talking about? Yeah, believe it or not, if someone said, oh, I guess the transgenders aren't so peaceful after all, yeah, they'd probably get banned as well, you fucking retard. Wow, do you want a fucking brick to go with that orange? Do you want an apple to go with that orange, you fucking dipshit? Jesus Christ. Ugh! My policy on the Kirk thing was, yeah, if you're gonna joke, make sure it's funny. Religion of peace, in the year 2025, is not funny, okay? You literally sound like... Just go and watch fucking Sam Harris or Apostate Prophet and leave me alone. Police responded to reports of a car being driven towards members of the public and a man stabbed at Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue. Officers quickly declared a major incident and arrived at the scene in North Manchester within 7 minutes, shooting the suspect dead at 9:38. That's very quick. I don't know if it's quick, actually. I don't know where they are for comparison. What do we got here? Hang on. Dawkins, yeah. Literal fucking... Even by 2010, man, religion of peace shit was boring as fuck. God. It's like a George Bush era thing. I can't view this video because I haven't age verified on my PC yet. I don't know. Within seconds, the police arrived. They gave him a couple of warnings. He didn't listen, so they opened fire. The man holding a knife then went down to the floor. The man started getting back up. The police shot him again, describing it as nerve-wracking to witnesses. Police said they declared Plato moments after hearing about the incident, a set of responses by the emergency services to large-scale incidents, including marauding terrorist attacks. Wow, marauding. Andy Burnham, immediate danger appeared to be over. Who is the suspect? This is believed to be the guy. Items around his waist. They're saying he had an explosive vest. Well, we don't know. A vest which had the appearance of an explosive device, but the force later confirmed it was not viable. God, what a mess, man. Is that the suspect? Clip circulating on social media shows where the police opened fire. That's a picture of Jews crying, obviously, because a couple of people died. Prime Minister is appalled by the attack. The fact that this is taking place on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, makes it all the more horrific. Thoughts are with the loved ones, thanks to the emergency services. There's going to be a Cobra committee emergency. Actually, this is a good question. ChatGPT. Does the Cobra committee meet after mosque attacks? I think they do. I think some people were saying it's inconsistent, but I think mosques do heighten security quite a lot. They happened after Woolwich and Finsbury. Yeah, there was a Cobra meeting after Finsbury as well. Sometimes, but it's not guaranteed. Yeah, people were saying that this is like a double standard or some shit, but yeah. Ask for where it got its information. Well, this. No, I know that. I remember this. I remember Finsbury. This was when the guy rammed his vehicle into the Finsbury Mosque, and I think he killed... How many people did he kill? Like 1 or 2? June 19th. This guy was like he was a full-on Tommy Robinson fan. 1 dead. Darren Osborne. Yeah. He killed an elderly man. Yeah. Yeah, as far as I know, our government doesn't really play double standards on this kind of shit, but I could be wrong. It seems like Cobra meetings happen after mosque attacks and after synagogue shootings or synagogue attacks. Obviously, Visegrad are loving this picture. Okay. God. Not good. Not good. Where are the G.I. Joes to save us? I don't know. No good guys with guns in that synagogue. Is that that would be the American right? Did you see Drew Pavlo tweeted about this? Let's see. Why not? Don't look back in anger is such a profoundly evil message to send in the aftermath of psychotic Islamist terror attacks. What, like, don't take revenge? Okay. Oh God, he's fishing for basically every person who is going to call these guys Zionists or some shit. That's probably what Drew's entire obsession is now. I don't think Owen Jones is particularly part of the sphere of inciting violence against Jews in the UK. Owen Jones is a retard. What? I would like the investigation to include the Royal Choir Boys too. The man on the left is equally English to them, so we can't rule them out. Yeah, he's a fucking tool, man. This is this guy is the ultimate example of someone who probably was fairly like standard liberal at one point, but he got bullied by leftists and it has just completely ruined his brain. He is just like a complete walking vessel of spite and slop and hatred. Anti-Zionists already defending the terrorist attack on grounds that the synagogue held a vigil for terrorism victims 5 days after October 7th. Wait, what? Where? My thoughts are with the loved ones of all those innocents. Oh, because they have Israel flags and they did rallies. Okay, sure, dude. Well, fucking Drew, man. Same with Anna and Brianna. Yeah, it's very much that, yeah. You knew him from his anti-China stuff. I'm pretty sure he even says it. I think he tries to justify the fact that he got brain broken by people. What is this? Not safe for work. Okay, thank you. Oh, this is the full video where they're saying fucking Manc accents. Nice. Is it Manc, you say?
Fucking jacket, mate. He's trying to go into school. Mate,
oh God, there's one of the bodies.
No, he's got a bomb. Get the fuck out of here. Mate, if he detonates that... Mate, I'm just jumping out of this in a minute. He's going to blow himself up. He's trying to press the button.
Bro, the guy saying this... I'm sorry. The guy saying this is literally just... He's the guy filming. He's filming standing completely still. No, it's not Scouse. It's Manchester. You guys don't notice the difference, but there is a difference. It's got a fucking bomb.
Like, fucking shoot him!
It's not bro. Yeah, that's him. They shot him. Yeah.
He's got bombs on him. He's got fucking bombs attached to him.
Why aren't you moving then? You're telling everyone else to move and you're just standing there.
Fucking hell. Get the fuck out of here while he's got bombs. Mate, he's dead on the floor. What the fuck?
He sounds like what we think Scott sounds like. Yeah, I know. I know that. What a brave journalist. No nonsense journalist. Holy shit. Liam Gallagher. Keir Starmer. What are we saying, Keith? Keith!
Good evening. Earlier today, on Yom Kippur, the holiest day for the Jewish community, a vile individual committed a terrorist attack that attacked Jews because they are Jews, and attacked Britain because of our values. So many Jewish families first came to this country as a place of refuge, fleeing the greatest evil ever inflicted on a people. And Britain welcomed them. Communities like the one attacked in Manchester provided safety, but also the security that comes from a promise that this is a country that stands up to hatred, and that we don't just provide refuge, we provide a home. For so many Jewish families, that is the story of Britain. But Britain is also a country where Jewish buildings, synagogues, even schools require round-the-clock protection, where dedicated specialist security is necessary because of the daily threat of anti-Semitic hatred. Today's horrific incident shows why. And while this is not a new hate, this is something Jews have always lived with, we must be clear. It is a hatred that is rising once again, and Britain must defeat it once again. On behalf of the nation, I want to offer my condolences to the families and victims affected. I want to thank the Greater Manchester Police, the first responders, and those dedicated security specialists.
Oh my God! Okay, here we are. Let's do it. Okay, almost like we need to have more of these like British fucking news events. Not the killings, obviously. We don't want more of those. But we absolutely just making some space, okay? Like, I don't think you understand how fucking dense you sound when you're like, this is why we need to curb the immigration. You have no idea how fucking retarded that sounds. You know, think about it, okay? Okay, well, let's just not have immigrants come in, okay? Let's just be one of those developed countries that doesn't have immigration, because technically speaking, to you guys, like, we can't just like we can't meet all of our economic needs with just migrants who come from the countries you want them to come from. There aren't that many people scrambling to leave fucking Germany, France, Italy, whatever, to come to the UK. Okay, yeah, we kind of have immigrants from. That's why we tend to get these immigrants from countries that used to be part of the British Empire. We have agreements with them. We're part of the Commonwealth. That's why we take immigrants from these areas. You can't just turn into fucking Japan and have a stagnant dogshit economy for 20 years because some people get killed. Okay, the next time I see a killing that happens from a British person, I'm going to say, well, that's what you get for not aborting men. You know who does most violence? Men. All men. Man violence. This is man violence. You could have stopped the men in the crib or the womb, but you didn't. The gender of peace strikes again.
There is no doubt whatsoever that they have prevented an even greater tragedy.
Qualification-based immigration. No one who makes... Find me one person who makes this shit about immigration. Find me one person who makes this about immigration, who knows fucking anything about how our immigration system works. If you're sitting there saying, this is why we need to have a more robust qualification-based checks and balances immigration, what the fuck do you think we do? Do you think we literally just say, oh yeah, well, let's see, Abdul Jihad bin Suicide Bomb, friend of Hamas, came from a fucking Taliban training camp, there's a fucking bloody knife in your back pocket, whatever, we don't want to be racist, so we'll let you. That's not how it fucking works, man. We have robust systems for immigration. We have them, which is why Which is why the crime tends to, if there is that crime rate, even if their crime rate is massively different from the local one, it comes from second generation. So what are we going to say? Oh yeah, well, we're not going to let you in because your son might become a fucking murderer. Like, come on. If you think the men argument is stupid, it's because you're fucking dumb. Like, you just don't get it. You understand. Because really, the fact is that we need immigrants. Our economy, we're a growing economy. We need immigrants. We need immigrants to do certain jobs. We need immigrants because we're an economy that scales up. The economy grows. Our population does not grow fast enough to keep enough young people in the economy to pay the necessary taxes to uphold our health system and to take care of the old people and all that shit, not to mention our military and our welfare and everything else. So we have immigrants, or we can just become like fucking Japan. Okay, if it's either this or Japan. So we make a decision. We take in immigrants because the things that we would have without that, we would lose a lot without having them. Our NHS would be fucked. Our economy would be in trouble. We'd have problems because we do not have enough fucking local babies or whatever to scale up with our growing economy. That's capitalism. Welcome to capitalism. I'm sorry. And with everything, we take the one risk is that yes, some immigrants commit crime. Well done. It's literally like saying you can't go to war because some people will be. You're the equivalent of like you see an IDF war crime. You're like, oh well, that's why the entire war should stop. Can't fight Hamas unless you make sure there are 0 criminals in your army of 300,000 people. No, it's not going to happen.
And we thank them for their bravery. But to every Jewish person in this country, I also want to say this. I know how much fear you will be holding inside of you.
That's literally the left. I know it is. And it's the same argument that the right wing uses on immigration. They're so desperate to use one fucking, like every murder they can find or every high profile story. Well, that's why we should just like do what exactly? Oh, have a checks and balances system for immigration. Well, we already have that. So what do you want? And then they'll probably say something like a fucking Muslim ban. That's usually where they're going from, right? They're usually, you walk them down a certain road and it's just, well, let's just stop immigration. Let's just keep the nation white.
I really do. And so on behalf of our country, I express my solidarity, but also my sadness that you still have to live with these fears. Nobody should have to do that. Nobody.
Almost one incident like this isn't constantly happening. Matthew, yes or no question, see where you're at, okay? You know how like throughout the mid-2000s where Glasgow was the knife capital of Europe, and it was from very specific areas like Calton and Govan, where the life expectancies were like lower than Gaza in some areas. And these people did so many, like we were the murder knife capital of Europe. And it was all white people doing this shit, okay? Do you think we should have stopped the people in those communities from giving birth to men? Because it was men who were doing it. They were doing the violence. Oh, this is always happening. We have local crime issues.
So I promise you that I will do everything in my...
I'm from Rochdale, by the way, not Scotland. And guess what people say when I tell them I'm from Rochdale? Oh, what do they say? They say, oh yeah, you're from that place where the sexual abuse was really bad, because it was done by brown people, right? We don't give a fuck about people who came from wherever the fuck Jimmy Savile hung around and got away with his shit, even though the fucking prime minister knew that he was up to no good, was given warnings about him. The fucking royal family was friends with him. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Literally just trying to use people's like abuse as an excuse to shit on fucking migrants. It's so dumb. Ugh.
Power to guarantee you the security that you deserve, starting with a more visible police presence protecting your community. I promise you that over the coming days, you will see the other Britain, the Britain of compassion.
What were the numbers at the time? I know the numbers for life expectancy, not for... The life expectancy was... for men in Calton was like 54 or some shit in 2000 and something. It was crazy.
For speaking up, red heart emoji.
Thanks for the £20, Char. Thank you so much. What caused it to be dethroned was a combination of stricter policing, specifically around knives, as in like you could get like, some people got like 20 years in jail for carrying a knife. It was just like brutal fucking deterrence. And then also jobs programs. That was kind of like the two things that they introduced. But for some reason with Muslim communities or any other, because I think that, well, the high crime rates in the UK our highest crime rates in the UK don't even come from Muslim communities. They come from Windrush, from Caribbean communities. They're the ones that have the higher crime rates, the last I checked. But obviously, Windrush generation, like African Caribbean, they've been in the UK for like since the Second World War, since the 50s and 60s. They've been here for a long, long time. That's not an immigration issue. That's a local issue. Those people are as British as it gets. Like, yeah, fuck. But yeah, for some reason we just like they focus on the Islamic thing because it's more in the news, I guess, or because it's something they feel like they can get more of more control over. But who knows? We used to have about 40-ish murders a year in Glasgow, and it got brought down to like less than 20. That was like the crime issue in Glasgow.
Passion, of decency, of love. And I promise you that this Britain will come together to wrap our arms around your community and show you that Britain is a place where you and your family are safe.
It's also just like, man, this is, by the way, people who think that this is these rates are so horrible that we need to use it to overhaul our entire immigration system. This is our arrest rate for every 1,000 people. Just the arrest rate. On the national average is between 10 and 11%. For whites, it's 8 to 9%. For mixed, it's 11 to 12. Asian, 8 to 8.4. If you count like Indians and East Asians, like a little bit lower. Black is the highest. I think if they even mix up into South Asian's like slightly above white, but the differences aren't even that, it's not even that big. No Arab on the chart. Sev, did you know that Arabs in the UK have a lower crime rate than whites? Did you guys know that? So you're saying we need to get rid of the blacks, not the browns. I generally tend to think that just because a group has a higher crime rate, you deal with it. You don't deport them. That's stupid. Why is Windrush so high? That's a good question. I don't really know why Windrush is so high. I imagine it's because most of them live in cities. Most of them were moved into places like parts of London where shit's rough and there's a lot of poverty and whatever else, resentment. Let me find crime rates instead of just migration. I gathered a lot of this for the riots. This is arrest rate as well. Do we actually have like the full crime rate? This is the arrest rate for many, many groups. Black, other, Black Caribbean, Black, mixed white and Black Caribbean, Gypsy or Irish traveler, mixed other, Asian other. See, the Asian other rate is 13.5. Pakistani, they actually have a specific one, 11.5. Their rate of crime, or rate of arrest is about the same as white Irish. Arab is down there at 4.8. They say white Irish because I guess Irish traveler gets its own category. Okay, criminal crime rate UK. Is it true that Hamas inspired this attack? Not that I know of. There was a threat in Germany that had to do with Hamas, I believe, or is alleged to have to do with Hamas. I'd be very careful with that claim, though, because Hamas is not really in the business of doing terror, like actually organizing terror attacks in other parts of the world. Crime rate. Okay, ethnicity. I do wonder, I feel like arrest rate would be even worse, the arrest rates would probably be even closer because it's quite well known that like ethnic minorities are more likely to get stopped and searched by the police, and their communities are more heavily policed. Is it always just arrests? Convictions for drug offenses. Total drugs is really quite a lot of the crime. Oh, convictions. Well, arrests and conviction numbers, the distributions are quite similar. See this? Our arrest and conviction rate from 2022 is 8% Asian, 6%. It's not that different. Isn't there this debate about Pakistani crime being under arrested? Nope. No. People just look at high-profile cases of Pakistani groomers, like rapists, child rapists, and they just pretend, or they just conveniently forget that all sexual abuse is under convicted, that white rapists and abusers get away with all the time as well. It's a complete fucking, it's just this. There have been some stories about cops claiming that they were reluctant to look into a Pakistani situation because they were afraid of being politically incorrect. Now, these cops said this about the 2000s or the 90s, which I find very hard to believe, that they were worried about political correctness at a time when primetime TV had blackface skits and shit. And also where cops have no issue racially profiling black people. They do it all the time in the UK. So, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. The council had an issue. They were reluctant to speak for that issue, for that reason. But this irresponsible use of statistics has to end. Have you any idea of the damage you can do to a narrative by subjecting it to factual analysis? Good one. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the arrest and conviction rate is very different for ethnic groups. It seems like if you've got a high arrest rate, your conviction rate will be close. It seems here that whites have a higher conviction rate, but a lower arrest rate proportionately. I would say that almost intuitively or based on other stats. What are their percentage of the population? Well, this is about proportions. Or no, wait, is this about rates or is this about, oh no, this is about in total. Let's see. That's why you need 1 in 1,000. But that's why I'm thinking, if you look at the proportions here, they're the same. But the arrest, if the proportions here are the same, roughly, then it shouldn't be too different from the arrest rate, would it? Let's see, conviction rate, UK ethnicity, 1 per 1,000. Because that's the thing that you'd need. There's nothing that shows that. Conviction ratios. Oh, this is what I need. Gov UK. Not arrests! Fuck off! Prosecutions and convictions. Give me a chart, please. This is just conviction ratio, though. As in, wait. This is the rate, the conviction rate. But doesn't the conviction rate, if their conviction rates are roughly equal, wouldn't that mean that it should match the arrest rate? Because we're looking at arrest rates. Plug this table into ChatGPT and plot a graph. Shut up. Plug it in. This is just conviction ratios. Why don't we just give it like a raw number of convictions? I wonder. Let me have a look. ChatGPT. I think I know what to look for. Okay. Because this is the rate within ethnic groups. Like this is 52 per 1,000 of black other like people. So I think if the conviction rate is the same as the arrest rate, though, it should just match roughly. It wouldn't be massively different. It's not going to be like white people have a 9.4 arrest rate, but they tend to turn out to be innocent, so it's lower. Like that's not going to be the case, is it? I think the arrest rate's usually fine. If anything, you would expect white people, and it seems here as well, it seems that white people have a higher conviction rate. And that would make sense because when you over-police, you are more likely to arrest people who aren't guilty. And that's what's going to happen more often to Asians, black and mixed. No? Is this not fairly easy to suss out? Like, I'm sorry. If your position on immigration is influenced by this, fucking 9.4 versus 11.3, you're a cunt. You're just a racist. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Or at least have a word with the Irish people. Not even to mention the travelers. The judges can be biased. Well, prove it then. Listen, onus is on you, Gundal. Show me that judges are biased against whites in the UK. You can start by thinking that the Keir Starmer response to the riots was a good example, and I can tell you why that's bullshit. Okay, let's move on.
Secure, and belong. Thank you.
Okay. Our judges are pretty good for the most part. Good story, bro. Sargon told me to be scared. I don't know, man. The immigration shit is just so fucking cringe. And I know for a fact, some of you fucking guys who like me for shitting on the pro-Hamas people have enjoyed it for very different reasons, and I will root you out one at a time, like the cancer that you are. Okay, but also, guys, a synagogue got attacked, and that's really fucking bad, okay? Wow. What was this foiled attack in Germany? Apparently it's not the first one. There was one in the Netherlands just after October 7th. December 2023. I agree with whatever you say, no thoughts. I mean, that's what people should be, because otherwise people get... otherwise, banned. German authorities arrested 3 men suspected of planning violence against Jewish targets for Hamas. Weapons included an AK-47 and pistols. The suspects, aged 30 to 40, face allegations as prosecutors build a case amid heightened security due to Germany's historic ties with Israel. When they say for Hamas, as in they were Hamas supporters or sympathizers, or the fuck is this, man? What are you doing? Is there any normal outlet talking about this? New Zealand NZ Herald? Okay. 3 suspected members of the militant group. Ooh! 3 suspected members. Foreign operatives. That's not very common. Why would Hamas be making that turn all of a sudden? I thought they... Is it because of... Dude, it's not because they're attacking countries that didn't recognize Palestine, is it? It's not because it's not the flotilla, so it didn't make news. New Black September. Munich or whatever, right? Ow. AK-47 assault rifle and several pistols along with a stash of ammunition. Seized when the suspects were arrested, it said. The weapons were to be used by Hamas for deadly attacks targeting Israeli or Jewish institutions in Germany. Averting a terrorist threat. We are clearly a target for terrorists, which is why we must be well prepared. The 2 of the suspects were partially identified as German citizens, Abed Al-G and Ahmad I. The 3rd, while FM, was described only as Lebanese-born. Oh, Lebanese-born. I do wonder why, when I hear about these Hezbollah or Hamas or whatever international attacks, so many of them get foiled before they can even start. I guess that's because they're communicating with the organizations, maybe? Loner implicated. Uh-oh. Lebanese-born. I didn't even think about that. Fuck. It's been a while since I've been racially profiled, guys. Let's go. Let's go. 3 suspected members of the armed group have been arrested for planning attacks. 3 men, 2 of whom are German citizens. 1 is Lebanese-born, accused of having firearms and ammunition since the summer to allegedly be used in the attacks. Day before Yom Kippur, Hamas, which controls Gaza and is considered a terrorist organization by the EU, denied any connection to the men. I guess, I don't know if their policy is to deny when they don't succeed, but okay. Prosecutors in Germany typically only referred to suspects by their first name and initial. The German media report the men were arrested when they met for a weapons handover in the capital. The allegations were baseless, aimed to undermine German people's sympathy for the Palestinian people. The group added that it has a policy of limiting its activities to what it considers Palestinian territory. This is what I thought. I would have thought this. The arrests came after 4 Hamas members went on trial in Berlin in February, accused of plotting attacks on Jewish sites in Europe. Is it just because they get foiled and we don't know about them? We just never find out because they fail? Huh. I mean, is it that? I don't know how surprising it is necessarily. Like, Hezbollah have quite a large global footprint. But, oh no, not these fucking people. I don't want to go on Twitter in relation to this attack. I hate it so much. It's so depressing. It's depressing that like Jews in a UK synagogue are getting targeted, and it's going to be something to do with like fucking anti-Israel stuff. It's depressing that people who want to boot out every fucking Muslim. By the way, every time there's an attack like this, Muslim communities condemn it. You guys know that? You ever heard right-wingers say, "Where's the Muslim condemnation of this terror attack?" They always do it. They just don't get reported on it. Or people just don't give a fuck. Like, they'll literally stand outside their mosques with signs and they'll do prayers and they'll be like, "Yes, we condemn the fuck out of this attack. We don't like these people." But no one notices. No one knows. No one cares. I work around the corner, heard the shots. Fucking wild. Wow. We have a Mancunian in chat. It's crazy. Were you the guy with the camera telling everyone not to move as you didn't, telling everyone to move as you didn't move? Not good, man. Not good. You're a scouse working in Manchester. Oh, shit. Oh, I know someone who lives in Manchester. Oh, there were people outside mosques on October 7th. Don't know, because it wasn't in the news. This is from the Jewish Chronicle. Over a dozen British Muslim faith leaders have condemned Hamas's brutal attacks on civilians in Israel and refused to lay the blame for Tuesday's hospital blast in Gaza on the country's shoulders. I don't know what that means. Like Israel's shoulders? Interesting. Halali. They signed 15 of them signed a statement published by the Muslim News, utterly condemned the instances of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia witnessed in Britain since October 7th. They didn't even buy the JDAM. They urge Israel to act with restraint with the boundaries of IHL, horror at the siege, immense suffering, utterly condemn all acts of anti-Semitism or Islamophobia. No one should feel unsafe in their own neighborhoods, mutual respect and dialogue between Muslim and Jewish communities at home and abroad. Yeah, this is real all lives matter energy. You are an actual fucking retard. Oh God, you're so stupid. Yeah, I'm really sorry that the Muslim faith leaders who condemn October 7th didn't just say, hey guys, Israel, balls to the wall, guy, go fucking medieval Dresden on their ass. Shut the fuck up. Only 15. This is the first article that came up when I looked at British Muslims condemn October 7th. Faith leaders. I don't know how many prominent faith leaders there are in the entire country. I hate you. I hate you all. You're so disgusting. You're so fucking gross. They don't need to, by the way, Muslims do not need to own shit on October 7th because they didn't fucking do it. British Muslims did not do October 7th. Fuck. Okay, sorry, wait. Okay, so I need a break. Okay. Whoa. If you are the kind of brain that saw me look at that for a grand total of 20 seconds and are now acting as if there were only 15 Muslims in the entire country who condemned October 7th. If that's your response to, I don't know, if you want to know the total proportion of Muslims who condemned October 7th, find that out for yourself and then crash out, okay? Leave me alone. I am not playing your fucking stupid ass game. Oh God. Okay, fuck. Subscribe, you fucking assholes. I mean, sorry.